So, children, we've been learning all about the firefighters and their job and what they do. And I thought, let's have a look today at something they could not work without. It's a very important piece of material. So I found a lovely book for us to have a read of. It's got some information in it, and it's also got some rhyming words in it today. So let's have a little look which book it is. It's this one. It's called Flashing Fire Engines. That's the name of this book. It's a really lovely book. It's got a picture here on the front cover of a fire engine. Now these firefighters don't look like us. They're not human beings. They're animal ones in an animal world. But it's a lovely book and it does tell us some information in it as well. So, it also has some writing here. And this is Tony Mitten and Ant Parker. They're the authors, the people who wrote the book. Okay, so let's read the title again. Can you help me? Flashing Fire Engines. Did you see how I read from left to right? Can you help me again? Flashing fire engines. I wonder why they're flashing. What could be flashing on a fire engine? What do you think could be flashing on a fire engine? I can see something. What do we know that flashes? Lights. These are flashing lights on this fire engine. Why would they need the flashing lights? Now, if you've been looking at the last 2 days where we've been finding out about the firefighter job, they have to get to an emergency really quickly and they want people to know that they're on their way and to move out the way of the fire engine so we can get there faster. So the flashing lights are there to make everyone aware the firefighters are coming. We need to move out the way. There's also something else. We'll find out what else in the book. That makes people know that they're on their way. Okay, so there's the fire engine. And it's a lovely picture of a fire engine, actually. We'll find out inside more because it tells us information. It's like a rhyming information book. If I just move the computer that way, you can see the pages more clearly. Oh, look. What can you see? That's right, fire engine again. Flashing fire engines. Those are the words that make up the title. Ooh, we can see some little animals. Remember I said they're not humans like us. We're human beings. But these are animals in this story. Animal firefighters. Flashing fire engines. That's the title again. Wow, look at that picture. How many fire engines can you see on that picture, children? Can you count them? That's right. 1, 2 fire engines on that picture. Do they look the same? I wonder. If you look on top of them, they don't look the same. What's different on top of each fire engine? Tell your grown-up. There's 2 different things, actually. That's right, the lights are different. They're more of an orange colour. And these are the blue flashing lights. But there's something else. What's this got on top of it? On top of this fire engine is a ladder. What's on top of this fire engine? Looks a bit to me like a different type of ladder. Maybe one that opens up. We shall find out, shall we? Big, bold fire engines waiting day and night, ready for a rescue or a blazing fire to fight. Now, I said at the beginning, this is a lovely book because it also rhymes. There's some rhyming words. If you listen, do you remember a rhyming word is a word that sounds the same at the end? Like cat, hat, bat, wat, tat. All those words rhyme. In this book, we're going to listen out for rhyming words as well. So, night, fight, night, fight. Those words rhyme. They sound the same at the end. So they're waiting day and night. There could be emergency, day or night. So the firefighters are maybe having a little sleep, but they still wait for that bell to ring to wake them up to go on their emergency. As soon as there's a fire alarm, the engine starts to roar. The firefighters jump aboard. It rumbles out the door. Did you just hear 2 rhyming words there? Roar, door. Roar, door. Can you say those rhyming words? Roar, door. They rhyme, they sound the same at the end. Oh, now, so let's think back. So when they hear the alarm, there's the bell there, it makes that big that might be the alarm noise. Might be that noise. Might be that noise. Any alarm, just so they know it's an emergency. So they hear that sound and the firefighters jump aboard their fire engine to get ready to go to save the people. Oh, hang on, what's this here? Do you know what that is? What are they doing down there in that picture? That's right, they're sliding down the pole because up there is their bedroom. So they have to get down really quickly. So a quick way to get down from the top floor, instead of having to run all the way along the corridor and down the stairs, they just jump onto the pole and go whee, slide down. It's really fast then, isn't it, children? Let's open it up and we can see them getting their very strong, heavy, protective clothes on, ready for their emergency. Watch the engine speeding on its daring dash. Hear its siren screaming. See its bright lights flash. 2 rhyming words again. Did you hear them? Dash, flash. Dash, flash. Did you hear how they rhymed? Dash, flash, dash, flash. So you can see, look, they've drawn lines by the lights because they're flashing. And there's sounds up here. There's some writing and it says, wee-oo, 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 wee-oo. Can you make that sound? Wee-oo, 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 wee-oo. Well done. That sounded good. Sounded like a fire engine. So they're speeding. They're going very, very fast. And the siren, so it's not just the lights, it's the siren. That lets people know that they're on their way and they've got to get everybody out of the way so they can get there even faster, because remember, they need to save these people. It could be a burning house or burning building and there might be some people or animals stuck in it. They need to rescue them and to stop the fire, or it might be even a car crash. Remember, we've seen that in another clip. There might be a car crash. They might need to chop with their special tools the car up so they can get the people out and rescue those. It might even just be an animal stuck in the tree. Maybe a cat's climbed up and cannot get down, and they will go and save them. That's what they're on their way to, a rescue mission. So the siren is very, very loud. If you've ever heard one or been near one when the siren's going off, it is so loud. And people in their cars can hear them coming, and they can also, the lights are so bright, the flashing lights are so bright that you can see them from very far away. So if you're driving, your grown-ups are driving, they know to move their car out of the way and let the firefighters get past. Wow. In helmets, fireproof coats, and trousers, boots so big and strong, the crew are dressed and ready as the engine zooms along. Strong, along, strong, along. Can you say those rhyming words? Strong, along, strong, along. Well done. So they've got their helmets on to protect their heads. They've got their fireproof coats on they're heavy. They won't let fire come through them, so they'll protect their bodies. And trousers, they're heavy and protective. They will not let fire come through them. They're heavy boots. Their boots are hard toe ones. Nothing can drop on them to protect their toes. And they're all big and strong. And the crew are dressed now. They're ready. And they're going to zoom along. When the engine finds the fire, it quickly pulls up near. The crew jump out and roll the hose and get out all the gear. So look at this fire engine. They have little shutters on the side and they unravel the shutters to find all these special things inside for them to use. It's amazing. This is very important. That's the hose pipe. It unravels and unravels. It can go for a long, long, long way. And there's a tank of water inside that fire engine. And they can get the water out that way through the hose pipe to go and squirt at the fire with their water. And do you know, it is so heavy, that hose pipe. It's not like what you might have in the garden. It's a heavy, thick pipe to get lots of water through. Because remember, some buildings are really big. And if they're on fire, they've got to really squirt. Sometimes it takes a few men and lady firefighters to hold that hose, because it's so heavy and they want it to get just in the right place. So it might take more than one person. Let's have a look. So they unravel the hose. Look, there's a little axe on there they might need to chop doors down to get inside. There's some oxygen tanks to put on the back of them to help them breathe. There's all sorts of toolbox. They might need all the tools out. Some cones. Oh, they're important. Cones to cone off an area to stop people coming any closer in case the fire spreads even bigger. Look at that picture there. That's the firefighters in action. Wow. The hose has got a nozzle. There's the nozzle. That shoots a jet of spray. It squirts right at the blazing flames and sizzles them away. Look at that. A heavy lot of water being squirted up onto the fire to put the fire out. The water tank is empty soon, so where can more be found? The engine's pump can pull it up from pipes below the ground. So there is a fire hydrant. You might see some of these about when you're on your walks. They're fire hydrants, and they're not actually that shape very often. They're more square ones, and they have a letter on them, and it's a hydrant. So keep your eyes out, and your grown-ups might help you find some on your walks. That means that if there's a fire near, the firefighters can attach their nozzles to a special tap underneath that. Okay? And that's where they get the extra water from when they need it. So all the tubes, the hoses are coming from there as well. And, it's a very busy fire engine. The fire is hot and roaring. It makes a lot of smoke. The firefighters put on masks, otherwise they'd choke. So remember, they need, can you see them there? They've got special fire masks, breathing masks, oxygen masks to help them breathe. This smoke, if it gets on your chest, you can't breathe. You'll be coughing. You don't want to cough. You want to protect your breathing by putting an oxygen mask on. They're not like the masks we wear when we go out and about and shopping like the grown-ups are wearing at the moment. These ones have special oxygen coming in so they can breathe. It helps them breathe. It gets oxygen into their lungs, and they'll only breathe in that air through that mask, not the air all around them. It's special. Okay. The ladder rises upward. It reaches for the sky. A fire engine's ladder stretches up so very high. Sometimes there's a platform right at the top. It waits beside the window, then into it you hop. So this is a special ladder. Look at that ladder, children. So you can climb up the ladder rungs there. And this one is special because it's got a little compartment, little box that you can stand in. So this person who needs rescuing, he can be carried over into there, and then he won't fall out because the firefighter will hold him in place, and the ladder will then move downwards back to the safety of the ground. How good is that? It's very clever. But look, the firefighter's already in there with his mask on. He's helping him before the fire reaches him, and he's rescued him in an emergency mission. What a hero. Hero is someone who saves us. We were talking about that in nursery yesterday. Let's have a look at this one now. Whoa, look at that picture. At last the fire's extinguished. Ooh, extinguished, what does that mean? Let me have a think. I know. At last the fire is put out. Extinguish means put out. So there is no more fire. It's been put out. Extinguished. Can you say that new word? Extinguished. It's a long word. Extinguished. 3 syllables. It's a long word. The flames are all put out. Lower the ladder, roll the hose, hooray, the fire crew shout. So it's all done now. The fire is put out, the person is rescued. So now the big job is for the firefighters to put the things away. A bit like in the nursery at the end of the day, we always put our toys away, don't we, when we've been using our things. So they roll the hose back up, and then they put it back in the fire engine. And then this ladder slots on top of the fire engine, so it gets pushed back in, and everything's neat and tidy so they can get to it on the next emergency. Back inside the station, the crew can take a break, but the fire engine's ready and it's waiting, wide awake. So the fire engine never sleeps. It's in its fire station, always waiting for the next emergency. That's where the fire engine lives. And the firefighters also have their rest. Sometimes they sleep overnight in the fire station. Sometimes they're on call and they go home and they have to have their phone ready. And they might say, quick, emergency, get to the fire station quick. So they'll all end up going then. But most tend to sleep over at the fire station in case they're needed. So that is Flashing Fire Engine book. And at the back of the book, it's got all this information. So it just reminds us what everything's for. What was a helmet for, children? Can you remember? Tell your grown-ups what the firefighters need a helmet for. That's right, to protect their head. And what else do they wear? Can you remember? Look at the picture to help you. That's right, they need a fireproof coat and fireproof trousers. What else do the firefighters need to protect them? Can you remember what that was? Looks a bit funny in this picture. It's the gas mask, the oxygen mask they wear over their mouths, and that's the oxygen tank, so it helps them breathe. And this is the picture of the siren. You can't probably tell there, but this is the most important thing that the firefighters needed. What was it? The fire engine. That's the back picture of it, with the water tank there, with all the water, and the pump for putting the hose pipes on there. And what did we call this bit here that you might see on your walks? Fire hydrant. Well done, a hydrant. So the hydrant has more water under the ground for the firefighters to use. And that was a long story, wasn't it, children? That is our flashing fire engines. Wow. Can you go and design your own fire engine now? Have a little go. I'm going to have a go. If I do draw one, I will put a picture on here. Wonder what shape it will be. I think it might be a rectangle shape that I need. Across, down, across and up. And don't forget, you need circles for your wheels, maybe some little squares for your windows, and maybe, these could even be triangles at the top. I'm just trying to think of all the shapes we can use. Okay, have fun. And I want to see some pictures of you, from you, of your lovely fire engines that you design. Can you get your grown-ups to send me some? I would love to see them. Have fun, children.